Hey guys, Ben here with Dog Ranch Dog Training. Today I'm going to go over the sit command with my faithful training companion Jackson. Jackson is a 4-year-old lab, and he is my temperament test dog and my demo dog, if you will. Today, the first part when it comes to sit is teaching your dog how to follow a lure. In previous videos we went over a lure, but in order to get your dog to know what sit means, we want to make sure that we're able to put them in that position before we actually give it a word or a verbal command. So I'm not going to tell a dog off the street, sit, if I've never shown them how to sit. Yes, good boy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the treat and I'm going to simply bring it forward towards me and then lift it up and put it over their head. Now, if I were to keep moving the treat back, Jackson would fall all the way back. But I just want to get him until he's in a perfect sit position. Yes, good boy. Good boy. Now, I'm going to do that 10, 20, 100 times until I'm confident that my dog is doing that behavior. Then, once I'm confident my dog is following the lures, I'm going to then use a hand signal. Yes. By lifting my hand up, okay, I'm almost repeating that same hand signal that I'm doing when I have a lure in my hand. All I'm doing is I'm taking what I call an air cookie, pinching my two pinkies together, and bringing Jackson around, putting my fingers over his head until he goes into a sit. Eventually, I'm going to phase out that hand signal to where it's just smaller and smaller movements. Good boy. Sit. Good. So, Jackson is beginning to understand what sit actually means. My definition of knowing the command is I should be able to put Jackson from a far distance, stand, good. Turn my back to him and tell him, sit. Yes, good boy. That is the definition of knowing a verbal command. However, the verbal command isn't always necessary. Sometimes it's just using a leash appropriately. So, once Jackson understands the hand signal, once he understands the lure, he has a pretty good idea of exactly what sit means. Sit. Now, I'm going to pair it with the leash. I'm going to pull straight up, and when I pull straight up, his bottom should fall down. So we've gone through the lure, we've gone through the hand signal. Sit. Leash relaxes the second his bottom hits the ground. I want him to know that a leash pull upwards is a sit. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. Now I've phased out the hand signal, I've phased out the treat, and I've got a dog who is looking at me perfectly. Good boy. All I'm doing is I'm pulling straight up, sit. Good boy. And rewarding him when he does so. Right now, we're just going to focus on him sitting there. He's doing a wonderful sit-stay. If he breaks that sit for whatever reason, I'm just going to pull him right back to that same spot and ask him to SIT. Now, if he doesn't sit, I can push his bottom down and hold the leash straight up. The leash straight up is our #1 most important communication tool when we are teaching our dog to sit with a leash. It'll come in handy on your walks. It'll also help your dog understand that they need to stay in place and have good understanding of exactly what the leash means. So, to recap it all, we first start out with the treat and we lure them to a sit. Then we phase out the treat and we use a hand signal as a lure. Then we start to walk a couple steps and we pull the leash straight up and use our hand signal as a way of getting our dog to sit. And finally, we just go for our walk, and when we're ready to stop, sit. we pull straight up on the leash, and our dog goes straight down to a sit. Now, I've phased out the treats, I've phased out the hand signals, and I'm only using my leash and the word sit. That's all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, please go to dogranchdogblog.com, or you can give us a call at 251-929-4899. And my name is Ben, and this is my buddy Jackson. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing tons of questions for you. Have a good one.